to reach us here. This is our contact info, our phone number, the email address, our website, which also has a contact form, and you'll be able to reach us there. So let's see. So what is an ADU? An ADU stands for accessory dwelling unit. It's an accessory to the primary home or the main structure. In this case, for a single family home, it's an accessory to the house. It has to have full independent living facilities, as you see here, such as a bathroom and a kitchen with common area. These have also been known as granny flats, guest houses, in-law suites, and now hopefully the term ADU is becoming the primary used term. So what are ADUs used for? In the past, they've been used as either home additions, expansions, sometimes, for elderly staying with you, or any family member, geriatric parent, a college son or daughter. What we like to do, we don't care what you use it for, but we're also here to help you increase rental income. So if you do want to create an ADU for the sake of rental income, offsetting your mortgage, earning extra income, we can help you kind of find the sweet spot between the construction amount and the potential rent that you can get from it. So the types of ADUs that you can do for a single family home are called attached and detached. Unlike multifamily properties, there's an additional, configuration that you can do when it comes to ADUs. So for attached ADUs, these can either be conversions of existing space, such as this photo here. On the left is the attached ADU, which was once the garage. So you can either do an attached ADU as such, or you can do, it can be a detached ADU, which is a conversion of a garage, a carport, a storage. If you hear any noises in the background, we're working from home right now because of COVID. So those are my very tired children. So I apologize, but I'll try to talk over them. So again, you can do attached or detached. These can be conversions of existing space. It can be detached conversions as well. And let me see here. Or it can be brand new ground up construction, space permitting. Something different from multifamily properties, if you watched any of our other ADU webinars, is that what's allowed in single family homes is that you can do new construction and attach it to the structure of the house. That is not permitted for multifamily properties and apartment buildings. You can't change the building. But for single family homes, you can. So I guess technically you can enlarge the home. That will be counted as square footage, especially when it's attached. Something else that you can also do for a type of ADU, if your city allows it, is that you can build on top of your garage as a second story unit. You can also, if it's a detached new construction, it can also be 2 stories actually. So dwelling on the first floor with some stairs and dwelling on top. Let me see. This is an example of a detached ADU. So this is separate from the main home. Here are just some little graphics. These graphics are not ours, but these are showing what an internal conversion looks like. I'm not sure if you can see my cursor, but top left, this is showing a basement conversion in blue. So there's more dwelling below the grade, an attic conversion as well. It is, I guess, for the attached, this can either go both ways. This could have been an attached garage, which has been converted, or for attached, it can be new construction that was attached to the main home. So you can go both ways for single family homes on attached. Do construction attached to the structure or a conversion. And then on the bottom, this here is detached. So it is, and in the detached, it can either be a conversion of space that was existing. So this could have been a large garage or a storage room or something like that, that was converted as is, or converted plus expanded. Or this could be for detached new construction built ground up. So those are all of your, I guess, configuration options for single family home ADUs, internal conversions, attached conversions or new construction that's attached, or detached conversions or new construction that's detached from the home. When it comes to conversions, you normally don't have to change anything about the structure. It stays as is. Of course, you must meet minimum ceiling heights, which in most places is 7.5 feet for dwelling space. When it comes to building new construction that is attached, you do have to follow whatever ceiling height or structure height your city allows. Usually it is deferred to your zoning, but oftentimes we see that even if your zoning allows 25 feet or 35 feet, some cities say you cannot be higher than your primary building. So if you have a single story home, some cities will not allow you to build an attached 2-story ADU, and sometimes they may not let you build on top. It really depends on your city. Same goes for detached. If you're converting as is, it's fine. But if it's new construction, it really depends on your city if you're allowed to do 2 stories or not. So how many ADUs can I add? This is probably the biggest difference between multifamily homes and single family homes. For single family homes, general rule is 1 ADU, whether it's attached or detached. If you want to get that second ADU on your property, which will technically make your single family home 3 units at that point, you can do what's called a junior ADU. However, there's a lot of rules regarding the junior ADU. The 2 biggest ones is that the junior ADU or the house has to be owner occupied. This is across the state. So the owner of the home signs a covenant and agreement with the city that they will live in either the main house or the junior ADU. So you have to live in one of them. And I believe you can't rent it out separately, but I'll have to double check. And then the second biggest rule for it is that you are limited to 500 square feet. And again, and I guess actually the third rule with it that is indicated here is that it must be within the existing structure of the house. So that would be what's called the internal conversion, as we saw here, kind of figure 1, I guess, in the top left. It has to be an internal conversion, no new construction. It can't be detached. You're limited to 500 square feet. Owner occupied, which in this case, so maybe you can, you cannot rent both is what I'm thinking. You can't rent the house and the junior ADU. You can only rent one. And in order to control that, that's why the owner has to live there. So that way, I believe they're controlling it from becoming 3 rented units on this property, trying to have some type of, whatever they want to call it, the owner's there, and it's not becoming a triplex, basically. This does slightly differ from the SB 9 and SB 10 rules, which we have other videos for, you can check out. All right, welcome. If you've recently joined us, my apologies for the YouTube. Our streaming network always gives us problems. It's really annoying. So I quickly just tried to troubleshoot and hop us on Zoom. I'm recording this and then I'll upload it on YouTube in case you missed the beginning. So do not worry. Let me just make sure everyone is muted. So again, I'm going to upload this on YouTube so you can check out from the beginning. But so far, really quickly, we just went over, these are your basic configurations. You can do internal conversions, attached conversions or new construction, or detached conversions or new construction for your single family home. You're allowed to do 1 ADU with sometimes a junior ADU if owner occupied, maximum 500 square feet and within the existing structure. It cannot be detached. It cannot be new construction. You can do a junior ADU from an attached garage, that is allowed. Or you can even partition off existing dwelling space, which normally is not allowed for regular ADUs. Regular ADUs have to be made from uninhabited space. Over the junior ADU, you can partition off like the master bedroom, for example, the living room area. It does need to have at least an efficiency kitchen. It does not have to have its own bathroom facilities. It can technically share with the home. I may have seen some cities still require the bathroom, so we'll always let you know. And it also has to have its own exterior entrance. That's another big one. So how big or small can your ADU be? The minimums run between 150 square feet to 220 square feet, depending on your city, and the maximums go between 800 to 1,200 square feet. The state does say the max is 1,200. The average I've been seeing, the last 6 months, especially as more cities develop their own ordinances, a lot of cities are floating around the 1,000 square foot mark. And again, we will let you know, depending on where your property is located, what your maximum is. Minimum usually doesn't apply unless you really just have a closet, then you can't really convert that. The junior ADU, as described, is maximum 500 square feet. And as far as 1-story or 2-story, if your city allows it, then you can do either a 2nd-story unit, meaning built above a garage or above the house if the city allows, or above a detached garage or carport. Or lots of cities will allow you to even just do a 2-story unit. So if you want to build detached or convert garage and add above, most cities will allow that. Single family homes do have better height allowances, and you can get larger square footage with limited kind of floor space taken up. So that's helpful if you're going to build in the backyard. You don't have too much room. You can usually build up, which is helpful. So here's some floor plan samples. This is about, I think, 1,000 square feet, just a 3D rendering. You basically get a whole house here. Here is, I think it's the same one actually from a different angle. But again, it has at least a full kitchen, dining room, bedroom. This is about 450 square feet. And as you can see here, it has a separate bedroom that's partitioned off, kitchen, living room, big windows, full bath, even a washer dryer, big closet. So this is even just using minimum space, 450 square feet. You can get a beautiful unit. And again, if you were just joining us, I just let in more people. I am recording this, so if you did miss the beginning, I will upload this on YouTube. And then you should be able to, I think, just click any link from the constant contact emails I send out. It'll take you to our YouTube page and you can find it. If you can't, just feel free to let me know and I'll send it to you directly. Here is a floor plan showing a 2-story unit. So this, I believe, is roughly per floor about the same as this, maybe a little wider. So it's about, maybe 900 square feet. And this is basically a townhouse. So think of, townhouse style. And you can build this with the internal stairway, and you can get a 2-bedroom unit out of that, which is really nice. So as far as the parking rules go, this mainly more applies to multifamily properties. However, we still get this question for single family homes, especially if you're converting your garage. The state law says that if you are converting your garage or carport for the purpose of ADUs, you do not have to replace that parking. So you don't have to worry about the required parking for your home. And if your property is within a half mile to public transit, which I'll say, at least from what we've seen, maybe at least 80 or so, if not more, % of single family homes are, then you don't have to add any parking for the ADU. Even if you did, tandem parking on the driveway is acceptable. So you don't really have to worry about any problems. The only maybe recent issue that we potentially heard of was in an HOA, which actually, you know what, I'll talk about that too. I don't have a slide for it, but it was an HOA. The owner wanted to convert the garage. I believe the driveway may have not left enough parking, like an on-record parking spot for legal parking, and they weren't allowed to park on the street. So that may pose a problem. However, if you do have room on your driveway, tandem's okay. We only see this needed in more rural areas, or if you live up in the hills or something like that, or just you're further away a half mile. So something I will briefly discuss is, the HOAs, the CCRCs. So the state law does say that they do supersede the HOAs. The HOAs have to allow you to do your ADU. However, they are permitted to have their own rules and guidelines. I would imagine this would be, design guidelines, so you don't ruin, the whole aesthetic of the neighborhood and the homes. They may require certain parts, if it's visible from the street, kind of design criteria, architectural design, and so forth. But you are permitted to build an ADU and create an ADU, even if you're in an HOA. And there is specific language in the HCD's handbook as well, which was the state's Housing and Community Development, I think, handbook. So it does specifically talk about CCRCs and HOAs, that you are permitted to do them, but the HOA can still put their guidelines. I think this is maybe one of the last slides. Taxes and Prop 13, your ADUs do not trigger a full reassessment for your entire property. The value of the construction, so whatever the construction amount of that ADU, which is declared when you're pulling your permit, that is what is added on to your current value. So it becomes a blended assessment, and then you're taxed on that amount. So it doesn't, nothing significant is going to change. Your main property is not going to go up or anything like that. So I believe that is all. Here we go. Yeah, so that is about it. I will check the chat. I don't see any questions or anything like that. So I hope that covered it all. If you do have any questions, please type it now and I can get to it, but that pretty much covers it. And again, if you missed the beginning, I will upload this on YouTube, but a brief recap for single family homes, you are permitted up to 1 ADU. You can do the junior ADU as long as it's owner occupied, the house or the junior ADU, and it's part of the main structure, no new construction. If your city allows it, you can build on top of a garage, convert the garage, new construction in the rear, potentially 2 stories, up to, in some cities, 1,200 square feet. I'm seeing some questions coming in, so I will begin. Let's see. Regarding converting a garage for the junior ADU, is it required to remove the garage door and level the flooring? Removing the garage door depends on what your city says. Some cities do require it to be removed completely. Some do not want you to remove it, especially if you are in a historical division or if your property is a historical home. Sometimes they want you to leave the garage door as is, to almost conceal that there's even an ADU there to begin with. And leveling the flooring, that depends. Again, your ceiling height does have to be minimum 7.5 feet for dwelling space. So if there's any part of the, the common area or the living room that isn't 7.5, then yes, that would have to be leveled. If it was something that just wouldn't be safe, if it was, really terrible, or you have to redo the foundation, then, we would let you know. So it just really depends on the current existing height and the condition of the flooring if you have to level that. But we usually work with what's there, as long as, of course, it meets code and it's safe. Let's see, the next question, can you add an ADU to a single family residence rental property? Yes, you can. This is when you can only do the ADU then. You cannot do the junior ADU if it's just rental income. So you can convert, your garage or build new, whatever your city permits you to do, and you are able to rent both the main house and the ADU. However, ADUs are prohibited from the Airbnb style rentals. So you're not permitted to rent your ADUs for less than 30 days. And that is, I understand that's to help prevent, R1 neighborhoods at this point, having too many Airbnbs and a lot of people in and out. But you can, as long as it's over 30 days, it's no problem that you can rent it and technically have 2 units on the property. So if there are any other questions, please let me know in the chat. Otherwise, you can unmute yourself if you just want to speak. If you're not familiar with the chat, no problem. And again, if you have any questions, I will actually put up the PowerPoint again. so we can get just this main screen so you can see our contact information. So thank you all for joining us. If you have any other additional questions, please give us a call or email info@adu-1. Do not forget the dash. And just quickly about us, we offer all of the services needed from your engineering and architectural plans, permit expediting, and your full scope construction. And our packages are flexible to help you reach something within your budget that you're comfortable with. And we do not do prefab units. We do everything based on the property itself. It's designed for the property only, and it's built on site. So thank you again. And you know, Wes, real quick, he asked a question: how many units can a fourplex add? A fourplex, Wes, can add 1 attached. So this is where the rules differ. 1 attached unit, which again has to be part of the existing structure, like a garage, tuck under parking, existing storage, or rec room. And depending on your city, and or up to 2 detached units, space permitting, on the lot or land. You can give us a call, Wes, or email if you do have a fourplex in mind, and we can help you with kind of a feasibility report for what you can actually do on the property. That's right. Thank you guys again. Thank you too for your flexibility of hopping onto Zoom. I'll upload this onto YouTube as soon as I can in case you missed the beginning, and feel free to check out all of our other webinars where there weren't any technical difficulties, and give us a call or visit our website, and we are here to help. So thank you all so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.